Going down now to my fencing project. Today is August 4, 2020. Today my mission is to measure the perimeter of JT's lot because he wants to walk quite fast on a mountain. You can see that one is not familiar with the roads here. So going back to what I say, today I'll be measuring the perimeter of JT's lot because he plans to fence it around, but a poshier fence than what I have been doing there. So you'll be seeing me in a minute that I'll be fencing it down. Taito, may buntag. I was saying good morning to the old man. And thank you very much for all my subscribers. I will list you all and give you all a shout out for reaching a milestone here in YouTube, the 100,000 subscribers. But like I said, I have proven to old B that I could do it. And the sod was saying to me that, oh, I want fruit. Where's the plaque? The plaque don't come as quick as that. You know what the snail mails are like, and we look at what's happening now. Oh, I want proof. But you know, he told me that we just have to wait for a while for your MacBook Pro because there's a problem on it. And Apple is coming up with a new chip on their iPad Pro or something, improving their chip, not relying on Intel. So that will be a good idea. Anyway, you cannot buy the new MacBook Pro right now here in the Philippines. So I just have to wait. I'm now reaching here on my fencing project. I see that they got all their washing. Look at the view of that one with the hanging. So now you can understand why I have to make the walls higher. Look at that, driving through, and all you see is clothes hanging on one side. I see here that Janelle is working on the filing of blocks. And really continue to clear out the land. I'm going down to JT's lot now to measure the perimeters because he wants it to be fence, and he sent me a picture of the fence that he wants, the style. So in order to give him a better idea of how much it does, is I need to get the perimeter. So so this is the frontage of his plot, and then end to that metal. So I'm asking Tatay Lito to ato ka dito sa kuantay. So yan, ani dito ka. So naman ni so naman ni sige katarog. Sige tayo. Nalak naman noon na. Diba ko no? Because my measuring tape. Diha sa metal. So here. Hugot. Oh, di na. Babag naman ni. Ang sanam ni. Tensa. Pila diha. May pasa hugot ha. Kakapoy ba ano eh? Lagi. Tempa, hugot. 31. 31.10. May pa kamong duhang ni Willie. Kamo sa isukod bi ako litig suwat. Sultian na tamo asa. Because I'm struggling here to write and then camera and... Oh, ikaw dihat ni Will. Juditic na sila. So, I'm letting Willie help me measure. Gabe, hugot. 30, 32? Hugot, Will? 32, no? Ano, 32 point ko andi. Ano?
Naharag mo ni.
32.4. Naharag bitaw. Di kinahana. Kinagharag naman noon kay nabira man nimo. Na 32.5. Okay, 32.5. Nya kana gikan din ni Willie ato dito sa metal tay.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Buyog na tumital. Diri ay pagi diha.
Mo ni ako mga kuan, mga genetic engineer. Diri. Oh, diha ka. So, it's so hard. Diri na sa katay. So, Willie there and then Lito here. $33. Ano saan siya? 33.2?
1.
33.1. $33.1. Nya kana diha kuno tay, kanang kang Willie nya didto ka. Pila gyud diha. Kay 0.1 didto no. 0.5 diha, 0.6. Onya, gikan diri didto. Di ikay padung didto tay. Ikaw diri no Will. Diri ka. Ayaw siya pa saingan ani. Ato na kas kurtina tay. Oh. Sige, saka. Para hugot. I'll raise it up.
Oh.
So, we're here on one side. Ipa-straight ang kadang tuod dito ni Will ha. Kay mo tuwad banggod siya. Oh! Hasangit lang sana diha. So, Willie there on the other side and Tatay Lito here on one side.
Na. Kalang.
Kurtina.
Butang. Gilang. Kana lang. Kay dulugon mari gari.
Saka.
Ya tumoy butang, tumoy. Na.
Ikay maghugotay.
Ha?
Pila?
90.
90?
Mana?
Diri na sa kanoy Will.
Balik na rin.
Ikay diri nga dito na pustatay sa katong metal dito ba? Dala akong trapo ni Will be. Ha? 88.4. So you can see this a while ago that we measured the perimeters. Now I'm gonna measure the elevation of the lot of JT so I could calculate how much filling is needed. Because if you look at here, this is higher on this side and going to his marker. And if I have to make his fence, I will start here on the higher ground and then I'll do some concrete work here on the side where it's down. And from measuring the highest point towards here, then I could calculate how much filling does he need. So I'm gonna measure it there towards here and then in the middle and on the back. So when I fence it, it's all gonna look the same if I know how much filling I need in here on this side. So I'm gonna call my lads now, the two old men, to hold the measuring for the elevation. So I got the two old men measuring the elevation. So they need to measure from the flattest, highest point on the flat, and then Old Lito here will measure the, well, it's level. So they're both there. Yuta ni Will. Put it on the ground. Tupong ka nila atong linya tay ha. Sangit ka. Lain sana. Ato, let's measure that one as well. He said, kani ba? Ana. So you have to make sure that you're in line in this one. I told him, oh. Sige. Diha kas kinatasan, stay where there is the highest. Ang kinatasan lang diha. Asa may kinatasan diha sa iskina. Diri ka. Oh, mo may kinatasan niya. Ikaw dito tay. So from that where the highest level there towards the end of the marker. Iyuta na Will. Buhi. So Willie is still digging out. There's loads of rubbish underneath. But it's still, when it rains, it's still gonna be eroded to reveal all that. So might as well take it off because some broken glass is underneath it. And the Lloyd is continuing his digging after he makes the map. And we have calculated the elevation here. That person on the other side is wrapping up mangoes. So he's setting up his ladder there so he can climb to the edge of the branches. And so that will be, I'll calculate it when I get home. It's almost 12 o'clock. So I got all the elevation. When I start JT's fence, then I know how much soil I'm gonna need. There, he's climbing the mango now. Inyuha na da? Kanang,
Ma'am,
oh,
kaning tubuha mo ito na to?
unsa nga tubo?
Kaning tubuha ba? Tubuha. Mo ito na to?
Oh,
Turo?
oh. Unsay pasabot? So this is the next column. And then that's why we put a line, because you know that the Loy will be going inside, so he can follow this line. Magpalit dito. So that's the one that we done yesterday, and they're gonna also get some materials later after lunch.
Ako na
Because
na. Koy. Di na ta kapalit og nana nga to sudad. Mahal na na. Kanang kita pa magsuot siyang bayanan.
there. Tanawa diri imong lungag kay murag dako ri dapita gamay ra diri. Karon masubay ni magtarong ba? Adjust sa pang tanaw lagi kas linsa kay padung na sa kasasod. Awa. Ya lagi, ya dako-dako sa pikas para mabalance ba. I said to him that he needs to watch the line when he digs because he's now going inside the property again, leaving the other side free. So he needs to balance it out because if you don't put lines, he don't know how the lines work. So as long as he feels like that's the line, that's it. So the best way is to just put a line like we did on the other side here. Okay, he don't know what's a straight line to save his life. That's how we call it here. I just sunod pa to ni mo diri dong. Tanawa diri dapita. Nakilid mong lungag. Adjust ni mo dito dapita ba? So he needs to adjust it on that side where the line is. Para matunga siya dong. So they will have to pick up some cement because they're very strict right now with the passes for the quarantine pass. So today is the quarantine pass of Junel, so it has to be Junel because Olito is a senior citizen and they really put you in prison for 1 day if you don't have a quarantine pass, and you'll be put in the public school in one room because they don't let you pay it anymore. Everyone has to go in for 1 day or 2. You got no because our neighbor here got no quarantine pass and a senior citizen, so it's 2 days. So I don't let Olito buy the cement. He just have to continue digging here. So that's the final there. Just take out that stump and then he can clean up this one. Ya diri na lang kanyo Willie. Ni Will. Kani ba? Karong udto. Para malimpyo ni diri. So he's gonna clean up this one. And that will be the final. Na dito na sad ka. Para mahawan sa to dito. I'm going back down now to my fencing project, but I want to make it clear because there's some confusion about the one I planned for this hill across me. Actually, it's only for our own use. When I say there's a koi carp pond, bird sanctuary, it is not open for the public. Old B is one unsociable man that he don't want to keep on meeting people, which is opposite to me. I am the darling of the masses, LOL. But you know, I like meeting people. I'm the extrovert type. But Old B wants this part here of my hill to be our own hobby center. Not open for the public, 20 pesos entrance fee, and look at the hassle I'm gonna have. All the hassle here, parking, and the security of my place. So anyone who wants to come up here, my subscribers and viewers will have to do it by appointment. It's not just open to the public. I could already see it. I know he mentioned about 50 car parking. It's not gonna happen. I could already see it being walled. You can see a wall here. You can see a wall on the other side. And wall on the other side. I could already see that because he wants to go inside his ponds with nobody there. That's why, please don't make it confused that I'm making another Sirao garden. When I say cafe and viewing area, it only for my subscribers and viewers na open to the public and only by appointment. If it's not been prearranged, they cannot just come here because my instructions will be only let people come in when I'm telling them that they're coming. If I don't say anything that someone's coming, don't open the doors. So please, the reason why I'm discarding the idea of a commercial center because of this traffic. It will destroy the ambience of the place. And look how quiet we are. All the commercial center can stay down the hill. But here, I wanna continue the nature effect. Look at what you're hearing. Chicken, birds on top of the trees. I don't want to lose all this. You know, the quietness, although you got some neighbors down there, can't hear it from here, are very noisy. But not all. It's really like 99% of the time it's quiet. But when they have occasions, fiesta, you just give it to them one day, once a year. They got their discos. But a lot of times, it's just a quiet place, breezy place. So this is my village park paradise. This is my own paradise here in the Philippines. So do not worry about it's becoming a commercial because it's never happened. It's going to be open to the public because it's going to be a public park. It's not going to happen. I'm 100% sure because Old B don't want to meet people and he don't want to be telling people this, telling people that because of his koi ponds. I mostly use it for video coverage on my content on our hobbies. And basically that's it. And once in a while there might be subscribers and viewers who gonna come up and want to visit by appointment. So I'm here now to see what they're doing. So Willie is continuing to clear out the land. I seen Junelle put a line for Julito to follow the filing. Na horizontal na niya oh. So there's a horizontal line already put in there. So Junelle made a string of line that he can follow. Because they're just gonna get down to pick up some cement. It's Junelle's day to pick for his pass. So tomorrow's mine. So I'll be the one going out tomorrow for my supplies. But basically, this is the one that, look, the muck is only one pile. I mean one sack. So it's not gonna be enough for him to do another line or 1/2 sack. So it's now getting straighter up there. It's just awkward on the bottom, that's why it has to be Junelle doing it. But now it's gonna be straighter. He can leave it. So Farmer Willie has continued clearing out here, and you can see there's broken glass again, broken plates, wrappers, clothes, broken shoes. So we just put it back on their side. And while old Lito was doing the last line where Junelle put a line for him to follow, and this is what he done. So that will be, he only got one mix anyway, so enough to fill up the holes. Then Junelle will be back soon. She's just picking up cement down on the Gemini Hardware in Pitos, Bakayan. So when Junelle come back, he can start this side. Then That will be another milestone from blocking the garbage. So that will only be 3 blocks down from the top of that wall, because we're still gonna put a beam. So they just put in the horizontal lines. Then they will continue on filing when Junel come back. With regards to JT's lot, you know, the land that he got here, and we calculated the perimeters of the square, and I calculated it that with the design of fence that he wants, he needs 321 12mm rebars at 199 each. That will be 63,879 pesos. And for the 10mm will be the rings, the stirrup rings. That's the 12mm is gonna use for columns and beams, and so the 10mm is for the rings. And the filing of the blocks, that will be 238 10mm rebars of the total of 145 each at 34,510. So that's just the rebars. And I'm gonna calculate now how much is the cement and how much is gonna cost him for the hollow blocks, for the 3-foot and 6-foot beam, 1 column, and 3-foot hollow blocks. So I'll measure out a hollow block in a minute, and then I'll give him the full calculation of his fence by the end of the day. I am measuring the hollow blocks, the 6-inch hollow block that I'm using for my wall fence. So this is also the one I'm going to use for fence the wall of JT's, although his wall height will only be 3 foot, and then he'll have a big columns in between. So for measuring it with my measuring tape, the length of the hollow blocks is 16-inch. Now the width, there, I'll just make it closer. And there, that's 7.5-inch width. So that's just I'm gonna calculate how many hollow blocks he's gonna need later, and at least I had a copy now, because I'm giving him the estimate of how much it's gonna cost him, and also that's why I measured all the elevation of the land, so he will also know how much filling does it need if he fills, so he can anticipate what is the expenses for this design, or he might want to change his design, but at least he got an idea of how much that design of fence he's thinking about, and if he want to fill or he want to dig down. But the digging down, we had to provide drainage so much. That's another thing that we had to think about. So I have put a line on the highest elevation here towards the end of his boundary, so I know how much is the drop, and then I could calculate how much is the filling needed for the whole perimeter of his plot. So here you can see I have divided it in 3, and now I'm gonna measure the drop from here. So this is the drop of this first one. This is from the first front. From ground. Let's just step on the Measure. So the drop is 45 inches. That's the front, 45 inches. So this is the middle here. So the drop on the middle, which is this piece of wood, is 37 inch, 45, 37, and on the end you've seen that we make a level from that one, from the highest point towards the end, and in here 45, 34, and this one is 40. See it there? 41. So 45, 34, and 41 inch. But look at the view that he got. So I'm going down to my fencing project, but I want to reiterate that the reason why Old B was talking about 50 car parking here before is he wants me to have all my parties across here, not inside there, because he's planning to create a work area there for the build. And so this one, I could already see this as walls, because I know for a very fact that the reason why we discard the idea of a commercial center, because we don't want traffic, we don't want the hassle of having people around here open for public where they can demand that, oh, they're gonna park anywhere, they can do this, and also the risk of my security for my house. So right now, what we plan to do is only use our land, flatten it out for our own hobbies. Now, another concern that I got some from my viewers is about, yesterday I talked about employing Willie regularly as a garden maintenance keeper, because rather than using chemicals or anything, he can fastly clear the land. He's fast at it. And before they start growing again, Willie can then clear it out. In short, I could employ him, helping him out while he's still doing his crops, while his crops is growing. Like next Saturday, he'll be going back to his farm because it will be the harvest of his ginger. Ginger harvested every 8 months. So see how long he has to wait, and among those times he will have no earnings. So if I employ him as the gardener keeper and make sure that the plants are weeded up before they start spreading about, that means I am helping him when at times that he's waiting for his crops to grow, and at the same time it's all safe there in my garden park paradise in case that I will be deciding to have gardens, flowering areas, and also like Mr. and Mrs. Turner, I will be having Willie there to clear your plot, but there's nothing to use, just clear it out. And then we can agree that he can do it all again in a month or 2 months time when the weed starts growing again, before they have any chance to flourish like they are right now. So I'm here now on my fencing project. I could see up above there that Junel's still filing the blocks. We are still 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but it seems like the rain's coming again. I hope it will not be in an hour because I got some hanging that my was washing yesterday for my clothes, because I'm one of the customers that remains still continue to patronize her for washing clothes so she can have a bit of earnings. So here we are, and I'm gonna give you an update soon. So this is what they are so far. It's 4 o'clock now. So old Lito will just have 2 files more because it will be 3 blocks down from that higher one, and then before we put the beam. And then Junel here has started on the bottom to square it up to meet this slope here. So Farmer Willie is continuing to clear this one. So you can see he has further cleared this one now, taking out most of the broken glass and broken cups, and you know, the tin cans. So it's there. So it's almost there that we can really clear what the line is from the road, so we can walk like nicely, not keep on stumbling over some stump of wood. So that was the plan. When he start clearing over to the Turner side, we won't, I know CUICU was telling us about organic kind of weed killer, but I think it's more cheaper to hire Willie to do the clearing than do anything like that, because there are concerns raised about what if the plants don't grow back again. If they want to do some gardening, it will like make the soil dormant or something like that. But what I decided, like, look how fast Willie done that one. It'll be cheaper to give him a job doing this than doing all those chemicals and all that. So look what a good job we've done in this, clearing this out, taking out the plants so the unwanted plant will not grow back again by uprooting its weeds, uprooting its roots rather, and taking them out right to the root ball if we don't want them to grow back again. That's why you can see it's all back to the bare soil, what he done here. So as an update as well, the Lloyd continue digging to the next trench and to the next column. So what he done here is that. So that's the next column, and he got another one there already dug up. So he's just doing that trench. So 2 more holes of column, and then before we go nearer and nearer to the Turner side. So I have calculated now how much the fence of the whole perimeter of JT's lot. For the hollow blocks, he needs about 15,795 worth of pesos, 15,795 pesos of hollow blocks for the whole perimeter fence, and 49,950 for cement, 23,000 142 pesos for gravel and sand. And to fill this up is 22 10-wheeler trucks of filling. So I need to get a pricing for the load filling. How much is it pricing now as of the moment today? Because the last time I had a filling done for a 10-wheeler and a project that I have done before, that was a long time ago. So it might be increased. So I know it's 22 trucks, 10-wheelers to fill this all up. If you see the string that's in here, if he's filling up. So that was the total of his perimeter fence, because he shown me his design last time. And that's why I'm doing the measuring for the whole perimeter and also the drop at the elevation of if he's gonna build up. So at least I could give him the estimate, the rough estimate of how much it's gonna cost him to fence, and then it's not including the filling yet, but at least I know how many trucks is needed. So this is his lot. Where the poles, that's what there. That's the marker N. And you can see it's here on the front. So the children there on the Korean side are playing with their dogs. But once I got all the walls up, they can't be hardly be heard, or we can see them. That's why I like walls. It makes good neighbors. So this is what Old Lito has done for today. It needs one horizontal and then another block. And if you see down here, Junel has started to file on this side, and that's when he can also line up to fill up the middle one from the basing on the line on this one. So that's why he filed that one first, then it will grow up more. But this one here, one more line, and then the beam, and then this one 2 blocks down, because the more that's more is filed, the more that we can't see the rubbish on the other side. Babaw oh, kay mag horizontal.
Taas ba? Dire. Taray, kay dungap.
We'll just tie up the remaining rebar so it won't get nicked.